And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. My name is Christian Basil, the co-host and showrunner of this show. Actually, it's creator and showrunner of this show out there. I just get off work. But anyway, tonight we will be reviewing The Long Game, which is one of the episodes of the Christopher Eccleston series. It stars Christopher Eccleston as the Ninth Doctor, Billie Piper as Rose Tyler. It also introduces a new companion, short-lived, spoiler alert, Adam Mitchell, who plays, Bruno Langley, who plays Adam Mitchell. And it does introduce us for the very first and only time that we've seen him on the show, Simon Pegg as the editor. This also is written by Russell T Davies himself and directed by Brian Grant. And we'll be reviewing it tonight as we move forward to the 60th anniversary. We go back to the ClassicNu WHO series. Let me go ahead and bring in the team out here. Let me introduce you one at a time. I'm going to take the placard off in just a second. Let me go ahead and unmute some microphones here. All righty. And here we go, folks. Thank you for joining us tonight. Let me go ahead and introduce our team. Revs Razor Eyes, here we come. We're walking down the street out there. Speaking of walking down the street, there was really no segue to that. We're going to bring in Mr. Nick. How you doing there? TeamBallsOnline.com.uk. How's it going there, Nick? You're becoming a regular, I see.
Yes. How happy am I about that? I'm calling live from New York tonight.
There you go.
The Long Game.
Have you been enjoying your stay with us, Nick?
Oh, my goodness, yes. Yes, to hear all the different opinions and ideas. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome down there. Awesome. And we are bringing in the lovely Melanie Dean. How you doing there, Melanie?
Doing quite well. Somehow we haven't scared Nick off just yet. So
oh, no. We're working on it.
We're working on it. No, good. Long day. Tiring.
How goes your week so far?
I'm so tired right now.
I know.
I'm ready to go to sleep. No, today was a very long day for me at work.
I'm still exhausted for what we did this past weekend. We took Summer, our little doggie, out to St. Augustine. Her first long trip out to St. Augustine, Florida. And we were very nervous because we've forgotten, I wouldn't say we've forgotten, but it was Cinco de Mayo weekend. Plus, there were some activities going on out there. And what was interesting is that we were like, oh my God, this is going to be sensory overload. So it made us nervous about how she was going to interact. And she did very well.
St. Augustine's a beautiful little town, especially to walk. It's very dog friendly. It's absolutely stunning, especially if the weather is nice. So that's a great place to go to bring a pup.
It is.
Plus, yeah, you're right. This weekend was. I mean, we had May the 4th, followed by Cinco de Mayo, followed
Revenge
by
of the 5th.
Revenge of the 5th, but the coronation was also Saturday. So I woke up early just to kind of watch it because not really a royally kind of person. I guess the word's royalist maybe. But I like it's history. It's history being enacted. So it's something where I'm like, okay, I want to watch it and kind of see all that kind of fun stuff, especially the broadcast. I kind of kept going back and forth on broadcasts.
Yeah.
One that was just kind of silent, where I could just sit back and enjoy, and then another one where it was kind of explaining a little bit stuff for to an American audience of, okay, well, this is the significance of this, and this is the significance of that, and those kind of things I really enjoy. So, but yeah, it was an early morning on Saturday, but yeah, it's just been one heck of a busy weekend, and it's carrying on into the week. Now
It
it's
podcast
time.
It is podcast time. Speaking of dog friendly.
What the hell?
Now they're wondering which
who are you going to bring into this? This is terrible.
No, because
bring in the cat guy.
No. This is a positive because when Dave was here, when he was staying with me for MegaCon, I was really worried that these two would not get along over there because
that Dave wouldn't get along with the dog and bark at it. Sure.
Well, full disclosure, my roommate is still working on getting along with Summer. But Dave did it in like 2 or 3 days. Next thing I know, they were outside together, and he was just like putting his hand out, and Summer was sniffing him. So, yeah, pet friendly. There you go. That's the thing. Andrew Morris, don't forget the timeless Doctors fan made but professional quality 60th anniversary. I've sent you guys the trailer. Oh, okay, we'll check it out. Definitely, we'll check it out.
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot.
Hello, my pet friendly friend. How
Hello.
you doing there, Dave?
Now that we're back to me, hello.
There you go.
Hello,
Debbie.
person on the screen. How are
There
you today?
go. Yes.
What
I'm
are
doing
you
absolutely
wearing?
fabulous. So,
Check out.
And what are you wearing?
The Vancouver Vanguard
Ooh.
Quidditch team.
Don't forget to check out Dave
one of the
at the
top teams in
rathole.ca. And if you like board games, this is the man to talk about out there. Don't forget to also check out Melanie on the Instagram on Pieces of Melanie. And speaking of websites, I don't know where I'm going.
God damn,
Speaking of
Christian.
social media out there, there we go. Check out the Reverend Amagon.
Works for me.
There you go. Check out the Rebs, Raves, and Rants of the Reverend Amagon, who puts out content almost on a daily basis. And whatever Tom is speaking his mind out, the legendary Tom Kosak, the hashtag guru. How you doing there, my friend?
Thank you. I did post 3 videos today, so I'm happy with that.
Did you have a microphone or a lollipop in front of you? What's going on there?
This is my hip hop bubbles microphone.
Oh, okay.
Do not ingest, kids.
Yeah, do not play against real microphone.
Okay.
Why do you have these objects? Why? No, don't answer. Don't answer. I just don't want to know that.
Because
and speaking of which, let's go to Mackenzie Floor.
Okay, yep, that's great. Let's go ahead.
That's a segue.
That was actually a decent segue. I mean, to be frank, the website should have been me. I'm the website person. I'm the website guru.
Well, I mean, he's got his thing, but you've got your Twitch TV / Mackenzie Floor.
I do.
Check her out there. Don't forget to subscribe because you are now an affiliate. Congratulations out there. I have no idea what that still means to this day, but one day when I grow up and learn the ways of the Twitch, maybe I'll understand that better out there. How you doing?
It means that she's making more money than we are.
Oh,
boom. Back. Yeah, yeah. My second month, I made more than Christian made all of last year.
Wait a minute here.
Not a competition.
Just say.
Are we really doing this? Really? Are we really doing this? Great.
Shots fired.
Shots
hey,
fired.
that's what it meant. That's what it means.
Unfortunately, she's absolutely right. Welcome to YouTube. Anyway, folks, welcome to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Yes, congratulations, as Nico Bat says, Mackenzie, on making more money than me. Thanks a lot there. I'll just confess out there. Again, we are going to be reviewing The Long Game. Again, this was starring Christopher Eccleston, Billie Piper. We get the first one and only other appearance with Adam Mitchell, and also we also have Simon Pegg. If you don't know that name, I can't help you. Look it up. Great movies.
It's some guy.
Some dude.
Guy that's some movies, I
so
guess.
He's done some other movies.
He's relatively well known.
He's only one
of
2 guys.
Never talk money.
All of the shows.
I didn't start it.
Yes, you did. You said I'm making more money than Christian.
Moving along.
Thanks.
Yes, but that was because somebody
along.
said that I makes more money than us. I said yes.
Moving along after taxes. There. And Nico Bat says, love the monkeys reference. Okay, if for those of you who may be watching the first time, how we do the review out here, we will be doing 1 through 10, 10 being the greatest episode ever, 1 being not so greatest episode ever. And then when we get back from commercial break, we will break it down and get your reviews. Don't forget to go into the chats, give us your numbers and why you think this is a great episode, not so great episode. Give us your take on this. So without further delay, we're going to go ahead and start in StreamYard order. That's how I'm just doing it. Let's go ahead and start with the Reverend Amagon. How would you rate this episode? Just give us the rating, my friend.
Half. 5.
5. Gotcha. And of course, the lowest number gets to go first. So far, Tom's already in the lead for that one there. Nick, how would you rate The Long Game?
Give it a 7.
Give it a 7. All right. So definitely not going first yet. But let's see how Melanie Dean does. Melanie, what would you rate The Long Game?
6.
6. Okay, right there. Cutting in.
It's not good. It's not bad. It's a solid 6.
It's a solid 6.
Yes.
Dave Chapman from the rathole.ca, what would you give it?
Also a 6.
Okay, also a 6. You know what? Could be so much evil if Mackenzie also gave it a 6. And might as well just make the sign of the devil. Mackenzie, hit us. What is this? What would you rate this episode?
I'm going to slam down with a 5.5.
5.5. Okay, wow.
Something that TARDIS.
Oh, gotta saw that TARDIS in half out there. Great. So we will be reviewing in just a moment, of course.
I wish that was the case, Andrew. I wish.
What's that? Mackenzie Moneybags Flooring? Yes.
I wish.
She does have a wonderful book, y'all. You should buy it.
I do.
There you go. That book alone probably made her. Speaking of money, we're going to be going to commercial break. When we return, we're going to go ahead and start the reviews off as far as the long game. When we return, please continue. Stay logged on, tune in, become part of the legend. We will be right back.
Oh, brilliant! It's hard to believe that in the 56-year history of the greatest sci-fi television show in the English language, there has never been a fan guide to Doctor Who. The official books might give you what they think you need to know, but only a guide written by a true fan will give you what you really want to know. Join Whovian, the brilliant Mackenzie Floor, as she takes you on an intensive journey inside the world of the first female Doctor. In the Binge Watcher's Guide to Doctor Who, Season 11. Right, let's get a shift on.
Mackenzie just said, ka-ching!
Meet the Doctor.
I'm the Doctor.
But not the one you were expecting.
All right, sexy. It's time to go home.
Doctor Who Velocity. Streaming now.
We are a touring acoustic duo crashing kitchens around the country. We go from house to house every Friday night and we create music, we create food, a good time, we stream it live and we do it for free. So now we're just really kind of like trying to develop it and build a community group that people believe in, then they'll help us. So we played from our rehearsal room, we played from the bathroom, thankfully that didn't catch on.
I probably played guitar in my room, not for anyone, in front of anyone, nobody heard, for probably about 10 years.
And then one Friday night we played from the kitchen. It's the main place people want to be. It's where the food is, it's where the drink is, it's where the best lighting is. You can go to any party and I guarantee you the kitchen is going to be popping.
Our ultimate goal, I think, would be to crash kitchens every Friday all around the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, my name is Christian Basil. Thank you for joining us as we review the long game. And speaking of which, I just think Tom wants for me to put up the cat alert. That's exactly just why he has that out there. So Traveling TARDIS cat alert anytime you see a cat crawling on the screen, shout it out. We will be posting it out there and putting our banner up there, folks. Thank you, and thank you for joining us. Welcome to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Again, Melanie Dean, James Chapman, Mackenzie Floor, Nick Smith from thewolfsonline.co.uk, and the Reverend Amagon on the YouTube channel. Of course, as we review this, and make sure that you're putting in your chats and letting us know what you think about the long game. Of course, the lowest number goes first, and without further ado, that's going to be Tom. Almost Andrew. That's going to be Tom first with a 5. Thank you there, Andrew. Tom, tell us what you thought about the long game. Where did it go right and where did it go wrong? You're the lowest score, my friend.
I went halfway because I thought about it. Like, I started from 0. It was a new Doctor Who stories. That's 1. It had Simon Pegg. That's 2.
Mm-hmm.
The Adam thing, Adam Mitchell. The whole, oh, look at me, I'm so brilliant. I want to know everything in the world. So I get this thing put in my freaking head and everything. Like, then he's the one that caused all the problems for the Doctor. So there always have to be some idiot along. That's why we have Mickey the idiot, but still like Mickey.
Yeah, but he's not here. We've got a new idiot.
A new idiot. The creature, the Jagrafes, looms over the Doctor and Rose. Looks like a lump of meat on the ceiling and behaves like a shark. I'm not reading that, people. I'm going by memory.
Dan Holyfield says, I wasn't fond of it. Anytime I rewatched it, I give it a 5. Yeah, he's on the same boat you are, Tom. I gave it a 5, and there's the gooey mess on the top of the screen.
I'm just going by memory. I thought about it,
Well, what did you like about it? I mean,
it's spectacular. We got something coming up here. But then, Simon Pegg, yes. Then all of a sudden they're freezing people because this Jagrafest has to be under cold temperatures. And bringing Adam, Rose's new boyfriend, and introducing him all these weird and wild things. You can have unlimited credits, do anything you want. So let's put that thing in your head and then screw up everything for the Doctor, causing them all these problems. But then it was that, I remember the lady at the end ends up saving them and defrosting everything. The creature explodes all over the place, and then the one girl who was promoted to there, and the first one gets frozen like a popsicle, has a will of her own again, and does away with the editor. So that brought it up to 5 for me. Otherwise, it was again anything Doctor Who I'm going to watch, good or bad, and as many times I kept thinking, I'm going to watch this again, but just by memory. And Adam, of course, in the comic books, they try to bring Adam back as a villain. I believe it was a story he was with the 8th Doctor saying, you're the one that caused me all these problems, blah, blah, blah. I didn't read it. But I think it was Prisoners of Time was the last compilation of all 11 Doctors, even the War Doctor.
Yeah.
And it gave a final ending to Adam because he became such a strong villain because of the story, because it was such a weak story, and bringing him in for why he became a strong villain, and he had a nice ending to his end. So, but that's,
if anybody wants to know, that yes, somewhere along the way, I think they, if I'm not mistaken, Tom, in comic book form or in some kind of form of another, they actually brought Adam back for one episode, and he did try to mess with the Doctor, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, he managed to pull off all that. He managed to get the time travel or something like that. He managed to get something. And
was it a comic that was pretty recent, like one of the newer Titan 8th Doctor kind of runs, or are we talking something a little older, like was like a Marvel-y kind of?
I would say
within, it was 2013.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say within 5 to 10 years. I never heard of anything about it. I heard about it, but I didn't hear anything about it. I don't even know if it was that good, but I just heard it was that they had brought Adam back for an episode to screw with the Doctor, and he actually really messes up the Doctor a little bit. Oh, you did, Dan Holyfield from The Last Man Standing. I've read it. I have a copy on the shelf right now. Dan, if you can do me a favor, just real quick, give us a rating on the comic book, and if you got the name, that would be awesome out there.
The Prisoners of Time.
The Prisoners of Time? Okay.
Celebrating the 50th anniversary because we had Big Finish, had to do something for the comics and for the show. So I got the compilation, and I liked it. I just can't find where I put it, but as
somewhere back there.
Anything.
So you just weren't happy with this episode. Would you say it's the worst episode of the Eccleston run?
We're still continuing on, so far.
Spoilers.
So far with what we've had so far, yes.
Okay, so for what we had so far, but there's something.
We're going little by little.
Damn, there's still something in the wings over there. Okay. Well, just in case, for those of you who have not seen the long game, I'll throw this out there. Thank you, Dave.
Would you even have handcuffs? Spoilers.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about the episode for those of you who haven't seen it for some reason, and we will be getting into the details with it. Morgan Haynes, thank you so much. I think Bruno Langley is the weak part of the story who plays Rose's so-called boyfriend. It didn't even last. That was the thing about Adam. And just, what's that?
2 episodes.
2 episodes, and not even that. It was like, okay, bye, gone, and he was just brought in. And we had that little romantic relationship kind of deal, and then he's your boyfriend. Not anymore. So I don't.
Just a little crush.
I'm always thinking, did they really have that out for Adam, or did they just like I think Bruno Langley is known in the UK, or at least he was beforehand.
I honestly think that this episode, and it's going to kind of go into my review, so I'll be quick about it. I think this shows off, as the doctor says at the end, I only take the best. I think this showcases to an audience that not everybody is cut out to be a companion, and that there truly is something special about Rose.
Gotcha there. Speaking of truly somebody special, the lady who would give 5.5, just an X out there for the good Reverend Omega, who also too gave it, of course we're going to get love. But the lovely Mackenzie Floor, you gave it a 5.5, just hearing out of Tom. Where did that little half figure come in? How did it work? What didn't work? Go for it.
There's more that didn't work that did work. But the 0.5, I'm going to give that simply to Simon Pegg, because he kind of carried this episode. Without him, I think this episode, I'm not even sure if it would even made it a 5 for me if it hadn't been for him. He was he really helped carry this episode. This episode, I feel like could have been so much more than it actually ended up being. I liked the satire where they were picking on the media and saying that, or alleging that the media feeds us, which here in America back in the 80s, that was true, where we actually got more truth than fake, whereas now these channels are now based off of whether you're one party or the other. They don't actually tell you the truth. They do feed you. So while that was supposed to be satire, I really kind of appreciated it too, because it was true in that case.
Right.
For Adam, for me, he felt like he was just a character where he went nowhere. I didn't understand his motivations. I didn't understand why he was there. I didn't understand the point of him at all. I know that the concept of the story was actually pitched by RTD in the 80s. It was the idea of this particular episode of a companion that essentially doesn't work out. So in that case, if that was a whole episode was just about a companion that doesn't work out, okay, RTD nailed that. But everything else about the episode, it just kind of falls flat and doesn't go anywhere.
Well, as and Andrew Moore says, I think Bruno was on Coronation Street, a big soap opera in the UK. Not a big name though. I remember when they were interviewing him for the role of Adam when he came in later. I knew that he was known. I don't know how big he was known. I don't know him anywhere in the States. Reverend's right. The comic was better than the episode. I give the episode and taking the comic together as a story a firm 7. Put your cat away. I really agree with Mackenzie a lot there. You were focusing more on storyline. How about this? Maybe we didn't give the long game such its proper due, because how prophetic is the long game as we relate to TV now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of a scary, kind of a scary
It
concept.
It's kind of like what was going to happen.
Well, the manipulation of the human race. We're going to tell the humans what to think, as opposed to that's why they were set back by 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's traveling TARDIS cat alert out there. But maybe we aren't giving it its due too much down there. When I go on my review, there's more to. I was really thinking about this episode, really thinking about it a lot, and I watched it twice, and I was like, maybe with all the ratings that we have, I'll get more to it when I get into it, but maybe we're not looking into this episode as strongly as we think. And I'm hoping maybe I can get a few of you to actually update your scores just a little bit if my persuasion does not work out there.
That's quite literally why my score is what it is, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Mine went up because I actually watched the darn thing, but I'm not going twice. No, we're not. No.
Gotcha. Anybody? Anything in the chats, Melanie? I'll get this.
Putting things up.
No, I'm trying to read them. Kevo R agreed with Mel. Adam's failure was to underline that Rose is special and help establish that anyone who joins them soon must be special too. I've always wanted.
I agree with this.
I'm sorry. Andrew Moore says Linda with a Y was a better. I, as a potential companion, there's a lot of things I'm going to be saying in a moment that you might think about this episode. I've always wanted a companion.
Of course you do.
Yes, but I've always
wanted... this is what happens when you put a pause there, Christian.
Apparently, Melanie and I are just chop liver, right?
Pause.
Go get this. I really wanted a companion one day where the Doctor's influence actually turns them evil. Like they hang around the Doctor and actually it goes south. And now the Doctor has to deal with his companion that is gone bad, really bad. And how do they work with it out there? So Mackenzie and the Rev. And we got a split between Mel and David. Ladies first, Dave. Do you want to do that?
Oh, actually, I'll go first in this one
you'll
because
go
I
first.
kind of want to pick up where you left off.
Okay, cool. Bring it on. Dave, you gave it a 6. It's not getting any better for this episode, but go for it. Go ahead.
In a way, I agree with you that it is prophetic. You know what I'm saying? That it really saw the future. However, it's not the first time. This is not even the first TV episode.
Yeah, I know.
Vengeance on Varos did it better.
Right.
Thanks. There's even a little bit of that in Happiness Patrol. A little bit, not as focused on it.
Mm-hmm.
Star Beast, which I know is technically comics and audio, did it better. I get where you're coming from. It's been done before, and it just, as a new episode, as for a new generation, for a new Who, yes, I agree completely. The fact that and this comes up a whole lot especially in the Ninth Doctor, the fact that he just kind of forgot that all of these other times it happened is a thing. Would my number have been higher before I saw all of those classic episodes? Maybe. If I want to slug in Control, still is better anyway. But it really is just felt like any of the other TV is bad. TV is going to control our lives. TV is how we make our money, but we're still got to be careful of it. Episodes that have happened, and that was kind of my thing. Is that yes, you're right, but I don't think we're not giving it its due as a result.
Hey, Weber.
I think there are bigger and more important issues that it has foreseen over the years. That is more to that point. We all know that TV is a brain sucker. We all know. We're all here because of it.
Do you think it would have helped if this was a 2-part episode?
Ugh.
Because now
it would have helped or made it even worse. It's hard to be sure. It's hard to say.
What would you guys think if it was 2-parter? Because now I feel like the Adam story kind of gotten sidelined, where I was like, they kind of rushed it into where he's become this, this little genius, and he's taking advantage of the situation that he's got out there. Now he knows what's going on. He's actually deceived Rose as opposed to this little love interest. He found a way, and now he's holding, unlimited credits to his disposal. And what I think is interesting is that the Doctor has said in his time, I think you could go for the Matt Smith, that he specifically knows who to pick, but got Adam wrong.
Yeah, he got to pick Adam because Rose wanted him.
Yeah,
Rose wanted him to go along. That's why I think the Doctor called him her boyfriend.
Right.
All right, fine.
And this is a doctor that has come out of a lot of stuff, is actively trying to trust again.
Yes.
Right. He doesn't trust Adam worth squat, but he also doesn't trust himself necessarily, and is trying to put his trust in Rose's trust. And yes, it completely backfired.
Yes.
If this was going to be a 2-part episode, I don't think I would have wanted more of that part of the storyline. Maybe a little bit. Maybe him come back as he did in the comics, or in another episode down the road. Sure, but I would have liked to have seen more of the editor, more of the slug, more of that side of the story, more of the TV side of the story. Despite the fact that I just said that's the weakest point, it's also the strongest point.
But also could be mentioned the stuff that you were saying that you wanted to focus on. We would have had more time to focus on if we had a 2-parter, because I think throwing Adam in and just making him the way he was kind of pulled away from what was going on. I know that there was a story, but I think they could have elaborated on that, where Adam probably in the second half of the episode, if they had one, he starts to realize, oh, I can do this, because you had that flirtatious nurse that, made him do the thingy. And, now he's starting to be manipulated that he can do bad things. He's now gotten, I know the future now. What I'm in 200,000. Let's start doing some really weird stuff. Kevo says, I think he's also teaching Rose to hone her own instincts and learn who she can and can't trust herself. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I think I don't know that is as far as Adam goes. I don't know that a second part would be what we needed so much as another episode with him to draw that out. I don't know that more Adam in this episode, 1-part or 2-part, would have made Adam's story significantly better. Whereas having him for 1 more episode, even 2 more episodes necessary, would have drawn out that, given him an arc rather than a here's the beginning, here's the end. There is nothing in the middle except for a whole bunch of
honestly,
credits.
His arc is that he's not wholly good. He's gonna fall flat on his face. He's not. If you're giving him another episode, then where's the arc going? Just to really fall flat on his face, or now we're gonna give him a redemptive arc? Then no. So yeah,
depends for me. It depends on the 2-parter. I wanted to see more of he's getting used to this time travel thing. Now he's been given, unlimited resources to the universe. Now he has a TARDIS. He's got the Doctor. He can take him anywhere.
But the first thing he went for was greed and his own self-knowledge.
Right.
I think Rose, when she was like, hey, did you know that it also travels through time? Okay. She ran in there and she just has this wide-eyed, teach me everything. This is amazing, because she wants it for her own private knowledge and to go, oh my, and then how to better people and all that kind of stuff. He wants to do it so that he can call his mom and tell her, hey, I need you to keep an eye on this. This is how this is where microprocessors are going to go. He was using it for his own personal gain. So no. And that's why I think for me, a 2-parter, if we're not going the Adam route, then we're going the route that I know personally, and some others on this panel in the show had qualms with this past, the 13th run, and that was punching things storytelling wise in the face and being very preachy. And the big things about this episode was believing everything you see on TV, believing every piece of news that you heard, and being lied to. And I could see where this would have been. If you go 2-parter with what we've built here and you're just expounding on it, I think it would have gone way too preachy. So I'm like, nope, we're good here.
So you think it was a correct amount of time for everything?
Yeah, if we got more of the same thing, I think we would have just been like, what is this guy trying to do? Telling me that I can't listen to the media and blah, 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 blah. I think it would have been preachy. He just had enough. We're good.
Yeah, Dave, I know you want to say something, but let me go ahead and read Kevo's stuff. By the way,
that's what I was going to say, yeah.
Oh, okay. Kevo makes all the thumbnails, so don't forget to check him out, and the link is in the description. for the Husbands Talking More or Less podcast. Kevo says, we need to remember that this is a British and we're coming from an American point of view. For them, 2 episodes is a 12-episode arc. Okay.
Yeah.
And I like Dan's
Well, a
follow-up.
valid point. I'm going to take issue with the American point of view, y'all. Just saying.
As a Canadian. And Dan Hollyfield says, Adric 2.0. Yeah. Not even. At least I felt bad when Adric left. I mean, this one, I was like, thank you. I'm surprised he didn't open up the doors and push him into a nebula or something like that. And Kevo continues, not that I'm complaining. British TV and RTD taught me so much about condensed storytelling. Americans drag things out forever. Like, I didn't want a 3-episode part, but the stuff that seemed that we wanted to focus on was kind of getting lost into what was going on. Maybe a second story, but could be not. But let's go ahead. You know what? We're going to get to Melanie next. When we return, please continue to stay logged on, tune in, and become part of the legend. And we'll be right back.
You have more options than ever before when choosing a film, a television or internet series, a book to curl up with, or even a radio show or podcast. Get to know the people who are creating for you. The Hangin' With Web Show, hosted by award-winning author and journalist G.W. Pomacher, is the internet's fastest-growing web talk show series. The Hangin' With Web Show features professional, yet casual, in-depth interviews with creative arts and entertainment pros. Meet the people behind a digital revolution in creating more quality content than ever before in the history of media. Find the Hangin' With Web Show on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, or simply go to www.hanginwithshow.com. That's www.hanginwithshow.com.
Famous Faces and Funnies in Melbourne, Florida is leading the way in pop culture fun. From comic books and graphic novels to Funko Pops and collector's items, Famous Faces and Funnies has it all. Rick Shea and the professional team at Famous Faces and Funnies are friendly and knowledgeable. Whether you're looking for toys, props, collector treasures, or a new comic book, Famous Faces and Funnies is your one-stop shop. To find Famous Faces and Funnies on Facebook and Twitter, just type at FFF Comics.
Hi, my name is Jamie Engel, critically acclaimed author of The Toilet Papers, Places to Go While You Go, a short story collection suited to match your bathroom needs. Only have to go a little? No problem. I've got stories under 1,000 words for you. Far from poopin'? I've got you covered, with stories over 5,000 words to keep you occupied, while your latrine stays occupied. And that's not all. The Toilet Papers is endorsed by the fine folks from Squatty Potty, the stool for better stools. But don't take my word for it. See what Dookie the Squatty Potty unicorn has to say on YouTube. You won't be disappointed. Well, I've got to go, but you can grab your copy of The Toilet Papers on Amazon in ebook or print, or get an autographed copy from me at therightangle.com. And don't worry, I promise I'll wash my hands first. The Toilet Papers. You might just stay in the bathroom longer than you need to.
And the Traveling TARDIS team want to especially congratulate Jamie Engel for getting her movie premiere. Should be coming out shortly. If it hasn't come out, Just Jake. Follow her up on her Facebook page, as well as her Instagram, as this movie is progressing. So we want to congratulate her on her first movie, Just Jake. Check it out when you get a chance out here. And for those of you just joining us, welcome back to The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. We are reviewing The Long Game as we move forward to the 60th anniversary. We're heading back to the Classic New Who episodes, and we are all the way up. Shaun of the Chicken Friends. That's nice. I just caught that. I'm there. My name is Christian Basil, and welcome for the team. And of course, Melanie. Yep, there you go. There's a Traveling TARDIS cat alert just for Melanie. Hello there.
Nice. I have to keep muting because she's
she's making some
Meow,
noise.
meow, meow.
She likes papers,
Meow, meow.
so she likes paper balls.
Oh, so she was the one making all that noise, and Christian's like, "What the heck?"
Sorry, I
So
thought it was
making
still
all
muted.
that noise out there. Mackenzie, did you have a question?
I
you wanted
did.
to
I
post?
want to
Go.
post this to the entire team, regardless of what your actual vote was for rating.
Sure.
So this question has to do with the episode itself. Originally, it was supposed to have been written from Adam's point of view. So with that in mind, do you think that this episode could have been better if it had been told from Adam's point of view?
No.
Potentially. I think potentially.
I'm with potentially, because then it would have been shot differently. It would have been
Yeah.
framed a lot differently. So yeah, potentially.
Nick, what do you think? Do you think?
I think we're so used to jumping around with Doctor Who, seeing the different perspectives. If it had been just one person, I think it would have got boring, and we would have been wanting to know. It would be like reading a Target novel. If the Doctor doesn't pop up early in a Target novel, you're like, "Come on, we need to get to the good stuff."
Well, not necessarily. I mean, there's Love and Monsters, I think, is the best example of somebody who got involved in the Doctor's life, and we don't see the Doctor. We see him in and out every now and then until the very end. So we finally did get an episode where the Doctor, how he influences other people peripherally, for a better term, just from being there. I mean, they started that whole organization. What was it? Linda. That whole band thing that they got together. The other thing that reminds me of is, I know this is a different geekdom, but when MASH had an episode where it was from the perspective of the patient, so you got to see from the patient's eyes all around to see what. So I don't know if it would have been. I think it was just an episode that, if you did that, it wouldn't have gotten too well. Because we were just been focused on Adam, but it might have been something original. Blink. Yeah, Sally Sparrow's story.
I appreciate that episode of MASH, but it was one of my least favorite episodes. Like,
No,
creatively, I appreciate what they did.
Right.
So, but yeah.
Well, when you're starting a new series and you're trying to appease the classic and getting new Whovians in, maybe that's not the episode to start off with to show a perspective, unless it is well written. I don't think maybe Adam should have been the bad guy in the end. There should have been, if we were going to go that route, we should have seen from every point of angle from Adam's point, to where he does say that phrase to Rose, "Nothing can get between you and the Doctor." And I think that would have been a more of a bigger statement when it came around to that point, if it's coming from Adam's perspective, because now we're seeing everything build up, but we're seeing Adam being this jerk along the way. And I do, as Dan said, it was Adric 2.0 is just like, I can't wait until he leaves type of deal, just, and I don't want to feel that way with a companion. But after a while, that's how I felt out there.
He just got power hungry, but it's like, I still, Mackenzie made that question, I still can't process. I mean, he became Van Staten 2.0. It's like, now that he's an intelligence, now he has more power, he can do anything he wants. It's like, okay, we have enough of that in the United States. I don't need to see that on Doctor Who.
Well, I mean, I think it is a novel idea where a companion, what would happen if a companion went wrong? But maybe I think that would have been explored later in the series, once we got established with the companion, once we got comfortable with season 1 with Rose and the Doctor. Then you can start throwing in stuff to try to move things along with the story and the characterizations. So, speaking of which, Melanie, you're up. You gave it a 6. Tell us your reasons.
Okay, so
there goes the rest of the show now.
Right, and I have this monster here. Sorry, so I'm going to try doing this as kind of quickly as possible. Right, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
She was yelling.
That's part of the appeal of the show.
So yeah, I gave it a 6. Well, when I went to try to watch it again,
get her.
And she froze as well.
I just threw the cat. No, I'm kidding. I put her down on the ground.
Best part of the show.
That was it.
So a couple. I did rewatch it. I rewatched it just before the show. I would have given it a 5 because I was like, I remember not being very wholly impressed by this. Now I'll give it a 6 because there's a few things that I caught this time around. I remember it being a little bit more on the campier side, and it still kind of is. I respect that given the CG that they had to have. I had to kind of blind myself to how good the forehead little snappy the spike was, and then actually the monster at the end. I like that they kept hiding the monster, so that way you had that little bit of you're not sure what it is, so that way you have a little bit more impact. There's more of an impact towards the end when you finally see the alien. There is one thing that I didn't notice, but watching through, you do see a comment. You do see the words "bad wolf" at one point, and it goes right to the face. The next screen talks about the face of Bo and how the face of Bo is pregnant. So that's kind of an interesting thing where I'm like, wait, whatever happened to little baby Boema? So is it and now that we know who the face of Bo kind of is, and wait a minute, what? RTD, I have questions and I want to see what happens here. So there's a little kind of fun thing where I was like, wait a second, huh? But yeah, Adam. Oh, Adam. So at the beginning, the very first thing we see is when Rose gets out, and it's actually the doctor comes out and he's telling Rose, look, here's your Cliff's Notes. Here's the points you need to bring up. This is the year. This is what you see. Okay, go. So he's setting her up to be, to show off a little bit. He's kind of giving her the tools to go, here you go. Be the doctor a little bit. Have fun with it. And you can see he sits back to enjoy her being able to take that effervescence that she has and that little zest of life of being able to go, ooh, 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 and see everything. Now she's able to take that and give it to someone else. Unfortunately, that someone else is Adam. So she shows off, and even when they get to the gate and go, okay, well, here we are, and you get to see the Earth. And it reminded me of Coruscant and how it has a lot of its I can never remember the term, I can never pronounce the term. It's called an Echinopolis. Basically when a world becomes just a huge city and that you just keeps building and building and building and building, and it had that kind of vibe to it, which I thought was pretty cool. So I liked how when she's like, when she gets to the point where she can't speak anymore, she stops and just kind of goes, I'm going to let the doctor take it from here, which I thought that was kind of a neat little interplay between the two of them. And so you can really see the bond between the doctor and Rose and how companion doctor really is working well. And it's just kind of showing off more and more where we get to the very end of the episode of, sorry, I only take the best. And that is Rose, and how Adam does, he gets money, and like the doctor had tells them both, look, do what you would do if you're going to Paris. Eat all the wrong, eat some food, use all the wrong verbs, do all this, kiss complete strangers, and him stopping going, I think that might just be me. So it was kind of fun to see his little cheekiness there too, before he goes right into a stone cold face when they go walking off, and he's now into doctor detective mode of, okay, what's going on here? Because this isn't right. You're about 90 years backwards. So what's going on? As script wise, I did enjoy the episode. It's actually really kind of neat seeing the girl who wants to get up to level 50, and you can see how these are like all metaphors of you're getting all these people to have carrots on the sticks, and that little by little the information that they're getting is you have how many alien species in this world now? You don't know why none of them are here. Well, that's because of this, and it's because of this, and so it's kind of showing off that there's a lot of preachy stuff that he could be doing and saying, see, if you don't start reading signs little by little and little, this is how wolves easily pulled over people's eyes, and this is how things can progress in the real world. But bless RTD's not being preachy on this, which we can point out other episodes where Chibnall kind of was. So that's where I'm like, no, I don't want a second episode. We're good. So here I am saying why I gave it such a good number, and now the parts where I kind of bring it back down. I didn't like the monster at the end. I didn't like how all you need to do was add heat, it bursts. I was like, that's the big fail safe of, okay, let's defeat the big baddie. Okay, just make it get hotter in here. Okay. I didn't really like the Adam character at all, and I thought it just kept bringing the episode down a little bit, and I was like, this kid's just a schlub. Just kick him off. Go. I thought the scene of him getting the spike done took a little long, and I think that was maybe them trying to play up to his humanity, and it just kept to me going, it's just failing. He's just a little prideful, young, little naive thing. So it's a 6. It's not the greatest episode. I don't think the big bad's the worst thing in the world. Pegg came in, he did his thing, he was campy, that's fine. It's a solid little episode, but for me, I would not rewatch this again. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's got its good points. I could keep going bad its bad points, but we'll try to be positive for once. Ta-da!
Andrew jumps in and says, The Last of Us did an episode with hardly any of the main leads. It was awesome. Nico Bat says, his villainy arc technically started in Dalek. I never liked him as a human. And Andrew continues, yep, Van Staten 2.0, you got it, Rev. He learned nothing from nearly dying in the previous episode. Cat steals the show again. And Dan says, you need a catapult, Melanie.
I do.
Pun.
She went
Cat.
somewhere.
Alicia, how you doing there? Welcome.
The word was
Hello.
Echinopolis.
And
yeah,
Melly's
you guys have it correct. No, she's got it right.
Meganopolis.
Not Megalopolis. Nope.
It's not Megalopolis.
Melanie has it right.
Okay, cool.
And a world city.
Yep, a world city where you just keep getting bigger. So the first time, like for me, I'm Star Wars nerdy, so I always think Coruscant and Zon building. We have 5,127 levels. Yes, I know that too. So anyway, shutting up.
No worries.
Yeah, give me 13.
Melanie's not just an artist; she knows big words too.
I did.
Speaking of big words, the man who types a lot of them, we are going to go to Nick, who gave it the highest score of the team, which is foreshadowing my score at the moment there. Nick, it's not much. You gave it a 7.
So generous.
It's a little generous on that, yes.
I call this episode the Addams Family episode because you meet Adam's mom and it's got that thing in it.
Okay. I'm stealing that.
So, it's really trying to do some fun things. It is a fun, enjoyable, campy episode. That's the main reason why I would give it 7. But also, it's what I like about Adam is he's very human. And, I would love to jump in the TARDIS and I would definitely make mistakes. I would be selfish and greedy. I might want to put something in my head. Who knows? I'd most likely be Biff in Back to the Future and not a McFly. So, just to see someone who makes human mistakes is great. And after all, the Doctor has encouraged him to open your mind, immerse yourself in the culture, try different things. And he does. He tries things that he couldn't do back home, unfortunately, for the wrong reasons. It really makes me wonder, the fifth Doctor puts up with Turlough misbehaving. Would the ninth Doctor have kicked Turlough out of the TARDIS straight away? Would he have kicked Tegan out? How would different Doctors interact with different companions? This really gives us some clues about the ninth Doctor's character and his background. Simon Pegg, he's great. He's not afraid to look ugly, not afraid to look a bit mean and nasty. I really just knew him from a sitcom called Spaced, which he made with Edgar Wright.
Yeah, which he did with Nick Frost. Too,
right? That show's awesome.
So he's, we know he's one of us. He loves pop culture. He's a fan. So it's great to see that fans can be involved in Doctor Who. That's a whole new world for us back in 2005. We've got lots of little jabs and comments about corporate culture, which are really fun as well. There's a little voiceover tannoy thing that says break sessions have been shortened. Little notes like that are fun to pick up. Promotion is bad. You get worked even after you die. They still make you work. Things like that are really just kind of having a bit of fun with bad companies, how they treat workers wrong. I do like the frozen tomb area of the Jagra Fest. It reminds me of the Logan's Run scene where it's frozen with the big silver robot. It's kind of going back to those kind of B-movie worlds within worlds. But also, I really like the fact that they talk about different sensations, heat and cold, how a slush puppy type drink tastes. Most TV doesn't go into the other senses other than visual and what you can hear. So this is actually trying to do some world building in a fun and frothy way. So lots of reasons to enjoy it. I would not want to watch everything from Adam's point of view because it's Adam, and he's just not that likable. But he's human, so yay for humans.
Yay for humans. I don't know. I don't even know why they even created the character. I think it would have just been more simpler if they just kept Rose and the Doctor, where I think they should have continued to focus on the two of them. I mean, he was, I got the best, I got Rose, but we find out later that she's kind of no better in the next episode coming up. Spoiler alert. But
legend has it that this episode had a working title of The Companion Who Couldn't. So this is, not every companion is going to work. We don't know what's going to happen to Rose. We don't know what's going to happen to future companions. And it's really breaking the mold. Companions had a very kind of a cliche. We have a cliched idea of what companions are. They're there to ask the Doctor why and what. And they scream. So we're breaking the mold here. We're showing that there are different kinds of companions that we might meet along the way.
I don't know if I wanted to hear Bruno scream the whole time, but it's okay.
He'll scream like Ned Flanders.
Yeah. Do you think
building Langford to run for her money?
No. Well, what did you think about? What I'll do is this. I will get to my review, but I do have a few questions. So for those of you who have joined us on the audios, thank you so much. Let me go ahead. We're going to end the audio portion of our show right now. Please continue to log on over at facebook.com/TheLegendTraveling TARDIS. Join the 67,000 Facebook Whovian followers out there as we climb up to 68 and beyond. Thank you so much for being with us on the Facebook page. And if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe. There's going to be a lot of content going on. Speaking of content right now, go ahead and subscribe. YouTube.com, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Thank you for posting us over the 3,000 hurdle. We were trying to get to 4,000. That's our new goal for the end of this year. Thank you so much for bringing us here. If you want to see me and Mackenzie and Dave go completely nuts sometime or play against us, Doctor WHO WHOworldsapart.com. The promo code's here /R/4276. But if you just want to play the game, you can download the app for free to your computer and play. They are adding new characters and stuff like that. And I guess it's safe to say, when I heard on the YouTube channel, there might be a mobile app. So I'm very excited about that. As well as you want to go to TikTok at The Traveling TARDIS. And for those of you who are interested in listening to our audio podcasts, iHeartRadio, sci-fi.radio. You can download the app for free, Odyssey, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. But for our friends who are listening to the audio, we're just going to go ahead and cut it off here. For those of you watching on the YouTube channel, Facebook page, we'll continue on. I'll give you my rating, and I have some questions for the panel as well as everybody else. We'll be right back right after this little bumper little thingy that I put out here. We'll be right back. All right, and for those of you still sticking around, thank you for joining us out there. Melanie has overdone the cat alert much there. So
it's Luna's triumphant return.
Gotcha. So what I'm going to do is this. I have a question for everybody because we didn't get a chance to focus in on the show Prime, but it's these two that I really wanted to focus on a little bit more because I think this is why one of the reasons why I kind of wanted an extended episode or at least a two-parter. I'm referring to Kathika and Suki, who were just kind of brought into the world, and they brought the Doctor into their world. We got to see also, the second time the face of Bo, the psychic paper. But what did you think about their characters being in here? They helped the Doctor introduce where they were on Satellite 5 and kind of brought them into their world.
Both of them I thought were strong characters, and they each had their own arc. Even if in Suki's where she was defeated, but at least they showed off that previously she was a freedom fighter, and that how even in her pseudo death, I guess, how she was just she still was able to exact revenge in a way on the editor.
She kept fighting, even though when the editor tried to run out, she grabbed the editor and didn't let go.
Or even in here, where she was the catalyst that helped Kathica to keep going, to keep getting all the vents to turn the heat up and everything. Because here, Pegg's the editor's trying to tell her, "Hey, stop it! Turn her off," and she's not doing it.
Right, and I think it was interesting because you have that employee type deal. This is when we were talking about Love Kathica. Keva says Love Kathica. She was great recurring role on Pushing Daisies. I think this is where you get to see that little hint of like an employee who busts their butt, who does the job, who gets everything done, and then all of a sudden Suki goes in and her name's called and she's upstairs, but it's not for the reasons that Kathica, that anyone thinks, and it was so she could meet her demise. But now she's kind of and I didn't like her at first. She was kind of pushy and stuff. I just didn't I wasn't appreciative of the character until the very end, where she goes, okay. But if you notice, the doctor keeps pushing her too. You're a journalist. Why don't you know these things? Why aren't you pursuing this? And then the final end, she does the right thing, and then snaps her fingers, opens up, and then finally fights down. Here's another thing I wanted to bring up. If Adam left, or at least got kicked out of the TARDIS, I truly wanted Suki to be the replacement. I thought there was a lot going for her to be a replacement companion and to come on the TARDIS.
I don't know, a zombie, a frozen zombie as a companion.
If she didn't meet her demise, if she actually lived through the episode, if she finally made it to the end, I would have thought she would have been. We discuss about the companions who got away.
I think Kathica would have been even better.
You think Kathica?
One, she's alive, but two, maybe have that zest for journalism to learn and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's a good point.
To see what exactly was held back for 90 years.
That's true.
Exactly. I felt she meshed much better too with everybody as well, and she was more of a go-getter. I'm going to go fix this. Whereas I like Suki, but I just felt like Kathica was much better. She would have been much better of a companion.
I got you. I just saw Suki as the freedom fighter. Hey, she can fight here on Satellite 5. What else she can do, to make things right on another planet?
Oh, she stopped firing her gun and then started screaming.
It's true.
Sorry, she's like, ding, ding, ding,
well, I mean, if you see this big blobby purple blob with teeth above your head, and I'll never understand that. It was like, how does that even happen? It's this giant purple blob with teeth, and then all of a sudden she gets attacked, and now she's frozen. I don't know how that happens.
Nobody on this satellite has any peripheral vision.
That's true. Because they're busy.
It's when you originally said, "Would you like it to be a two-parter?" You kind of to make Adam's story bigger. No, to make the Satellite 5 world building bigger. Sure, to make those characters bigger. Sure, just not Adam.
No, I wouldn't.
Another
have thought
episode with Adam. Sure, but it's two-parter that would focus on everything but Adam.
Okay, maybe if it focused on the food cart vendors. If I learned more about the food truck people, that was like, get in line. I would watch.
I would have been down for that. I always wanted the DS9 spin-off of the Klingon food vendor. Here you'd have a frozen whatever. Have a frozen rat on a stick.
I'm down. Let's go.
Yum.
Make it a cooking show.
My God. What did you guys think about the two characters that we were just mentioning, Nick, Tom?
I could see either of them as a companion, not necessarily in their exact form in that episode. But yeah, no, we can't. I'm just gonna stop.
We're gonna spend the entire after party looking at Melanie's cat.
That's Luna.
I'm actually surprised my cat is not in my room right now. She's always here, but she's not here right now.
Yeah, she's literally just
Because
laying
when
on
you're
my
playing
hand.
the game, that's when she has to interrupt you. And
Yeah.
that's why I always shout cat alert every time.
Yeah. There was an episode that I did recently on Twitch where Paws walked across the screen, smacked me right in the face with her tail, and of course I put that on my trailer because I'm like, that was funny.
Hey, Mark, you're not too late. The Candyman's in the chats, but you did miss Melanie getting abused by her cat. Can we put that in a loop, Dave?
Because my hand is just like a cat over my mouse, over my hand.
Can we put that in a loop and put Whip It by Devo behind this?
Idiot, I can't.
Keep there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah!
We need to hear
Cat
almost knocked down my ginger beer.
Whoa,
Not the,
that
I didn't
was
want the
bad.
Melanie. I wanted the cat. I was trying to get a picture of the cat.
Where the hell's her head?
I'm working on
Cat,
it. Hang
look
on. Coming
cat,
back. Here we
look.
go.
Hello.
That's not
Hello, cat.
happening. That's
Cat.
Yeah, cat's like, nope. Big nope.
Underneath the monitor. I don't even know what the heck she's eating now. Hold up.
You're just joining us. We're reviewing the
No.
long game from Doctor.
Yeah, we kind of are.
were.
We were until Luna came. What are you eating, you little
That's when the show is over. Say those kind of words on there.
Maybe Luna needs some of this.
What is that?
Oh, she don't need that. No, no,
Oh,
no. Just kidding. Nope. Hi, Jelly Bean. Nope. She be just nope.
She'd be a spicy cat with some ginger beer.
She gave me that look of her. She's being very angry at me now. Say welcome to the after party.
All I have to do is give my beaker that stuff, and then if I want to shred paper, just like get a paper shredder and just give him to him while he's on high on that stuff. He'll shred paper for me forever.
There is like 3 piles of catnip on the floor back behind me that's kind of like scattered all over the place because one of my cats came in. She's like, I want them all.
Dexter has to give his opinion before I forget what I did forget what I was going to say.
Andrew says, "Not the ginger beer." It's all not good.
Right? He's like, no, it's my last one.
When I'm here, I'm the house pet. If you see this space, I am the house pet here. When I moved in here, it was me or a cat. I cook better.
I'm just bringing this up because Dan mentioned. I think the boy genius in Centauran's Strategium was basically Adam, both with a redemption arc. Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah,
that's true.
What was your rating, Christian?
Redone.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about mine. I gave it.
Need that?
Yeah, I don't need it. I gave it a 6. Straight up, it was
666.
Yeah.
Nah.
This is where I'm going to give it a little bit more of the credit that I think is due, because I think the whole episode was a setup episode, and not every episode is going to be the one that hits the ball out of the park, but this is the one that actually put the ball over the plate, because now we're getting to hi there. Now we're going to Satellite 5, which is going to make a comeback later on in the series. We're also talking about the takeover of the Earth and how everything was manipulated by this one satellite, which ends up being in 3 episodes technically, with this episode and then the 2 at the end, the Parting of the Ways and Bad Wolf. So we're kind of getting set up into the world of what's going to take place. That's why I think this is it. For things I had mentioned earlier, I was just like I said, I was hoping that Suki would jump into the TARDIS and Adam would get pushed out. You're also seeing, this is the second time that the Face of Bo is getting mentioned, and it's going to be later on that we get more and more that's going on. But also we see that,
and it's on Bad Wolf TV.
It's on Bad Wolf TV. Yeah, that's the second. That's the That's the sign that we get over there from Bad Wolf in this episode. But it also gave an impression because we lost Adam because he was a stupid ape. And we go into the next episode and he mentions the same thing, but now to Rose. So I kind of see this as the springboard episode. This is the episode where it's actually the seed is planted for what's going to be transpiring in Christopher Eccleston series. But it just wasn't surrounded by a great story. Is it a bad story? I wouldn't say so on that one. I think when I watched it, I had a good time watching it. Again. Is this an episode to watch again? Absolutely. But it's not one of the best episodes. It's not one of my go-to episodes. It's not the episode that if I'm having a bad day, I pull this out. It's an episode that sometimes I gingerly pull out and watch if it just happens to be. And this was all made by Simon Pegg. And I think, isn't this this is post Shaun of the Dead, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes, it's post Shaun of the Dead. So he's already establishing his bones in Hollywood.
Well, I mean, in sci-fi even.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
He's done a little bit. He's done a little bit of sci-fi. I mean, not at this point. He hadn't done a little later too, but still.
God, do Harry Potter. This list goes on forever.
Yeah, exactly.
So far, the only two actors have been in
just two.
Sci-Fi Trek. Is Simon Pegg and Deep Roy. Oh God, I love Mr. Sin. He scared the crap out of me when I was a kid.
Yep, one of your favorite episodes.
One of my favorite episodes. That should not be my favorite episode, but that was a nice little bit of trivia out there.
Mm-hmm.
I think this episode gets a bad rap at times, and some of it is well deserved. But it for me was the springboard episode to where everything was going to eventually land. It was pushing for Bad Wolf. It was pushing for the parting of the ways, and then we get people like Linda with a Y later on down the line. We get Captain Jack. All this is going to eventually tie in together for what would be just his one series and with Rose, but it's still fun. And this is supposed to be the season that is supposed to bring in not only the past Whovians, but new Whovians together. How do you do that? Not an easy task, but not bad. I mean, there were some quirks with the farting monsters. Can't say the name. I can't say the name of the planet. Good God. Raxacorical Thalapatorians. And, it got wonky and weird. But
I was on mute and actually said it.
No, you can say it.
I said I was on mute when I actually said it. Now I know I'm going to butcher it. So no.
Okay. But we don't even, we haven't really gotten deep. The only time we've really truly gotten deep was Dalek. When we were, we came from this circus of the farting monsters, and now we're going really serious with Dalek, and now coming up to the fun stuff. And like I said, one of the questions I would ask our RTD is, why was Adam even there to begin with? What was the point? Why did we just focus on Nine and Rose so that people would understand their relationship, and then you could sprout out even further later on to push it?
Well, was 9 only planned for one season?
That's true.
This is true. There was a lot more to there only being one season than we're only writing for one season.
And they have a younger, good-looking gentleman with the brown hair and the brown eyes and all that kind of stuff, and he's the doctor, and they're playing a little bit more of the romancy kind of card with the two of them. Do you really bring Adam back?
Not at this point, no.
Exactly.
It would be it would be weird because now he's got to deal with this changing.
Exactly. So that's why probably RTD might have thought about maybe, bring Adam back. We'll have more redemption arc. Blah 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 blah. Oh, no more 9. We're on to 10. Never you mind.
Maybe. Got it. So, without further ado, does anybody else want to say anything while we're here out there? As far as conventions are concerned, we'll be letting you know. Here we go.
Cats on screen.
Oh, wait.
Everybody
There we
put your
go.
cat on screen.
Oh.
My cat won't even leave the bedroom now. He's 19.
Like Luna just stares at the camera. Like, I don't have to.
So does everybody have a cat? What we'll do is next episode, we'll just have our cats on camera.
Yeah.
We'll just be talking in the background.
I'll lend everybody a cat if they need a
Lend
cat.
everybody a cat.
Yes,
Great.
if you need a cat and or a dog who thinks that she's a cat.
Meow, meow, meow.
Yeah. See, look.
I am the cat.
You are a cat.
And our ratings are gone.
Art gets it. Andrew gets it. I'm the cat.
Talking a cat.
Come on, Luna, stop looking at the camera. Meow.
Unbelievable.
Meh.
Meow.
Meh.
Well, as I was saying, we are looking at more conventions for this year. Unfortunately, most of them are going to be virtual.
So many things right now, but I know I can't. This
Dave,
channel's supposed to
Dave,
be all ages.
David,
But I mean, but
You can't say anything. You can't say anything.
Hold on.
I so want you to.
I even warned you, Melody.
I didn't click on it. I'm not the one that
I know
did
you
it.
did.
I know you
Oh
warned me.
Well, I mean, I warned the whole private chat I was going to be doing that. I said, take it to the stream. It was a joke.
I didn't.
It was supposed to be a.
I think there should be a big finish audio on those characters that Christian mentioned earlier.
Yeah,
Or all
there
the
is what you
cats.
might be thinking of the same thing I was thinking, Tom. There is an episode, well, a box set that has to do with the Sixth Doctor and a companion that goes bad.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to it. I just can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was either.
Oh, now I got to find the Ultimate Adventure again. I mean, not the Ultimate
It's
Adventure.
probably
It's Stage Play.
if it features the Sixth Doctor, I bet you it's the same exact one.
So we're going to rename the show "The Legend of the Traveling Cats." Thank
Yes.
you. To our campaign.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Here.
Pause approves.
You're perfect. Andrew Morris, watch the Timeless Doctors trailer. It has some of the best talents from Big Finish. We'll do that.
Dead air. Hint, hint. Dead air.
Yeah.
The cats are throwing me off.
I wasn't sure if we just froze.
I know. It's like,
Yeah, I think you're right.
up. Somebody goes to Aldi.
I'm surprised I'm still alive.
Yum.
I got the raspberry ones. They're in my fridge right now.
They look like Dutch Girl Scout cookies. What was that about?
No, they're Jaffa
What?
cakes.
I just saw the title.
Yeah, but they're from the
Orange.
Jaffa cakes.
Oh,
Were
the orange ones
the
today.
Aldi brand.
I rarely go to Aldi.
There's an Aldi brand that you can pick up at Aldi.
Oh, I
Of
know.
those Jaffa
I heard
cakes.
you. I just hardly go to Aldi. It's a rare occurrence I go to Aldi, even though it's just right up the street. I go to
Dude,
Publix
he's
right behind it.
Aldi's amazing.
I know it is.
It's so much cheaper.
So much cheaper. Oh my god.
I don't know. Ask Dave.
Dave's a cat.
Hey,
He
I
doesn't
kept my
get-
pants on.
His pants are on. It's fine. Catch him out on only.
Makes sense.
What you were thinking in your head, Dan, is not my problem.
How much money? How many super chats can we raise for Dan? Never mind. Never mind.
Aldi, and they're delicious.
Should be Jammy Dodgers, Rev. Says Andrew.
Oh, Jammy Dodgers. Okay.
I think he's got those. Hold up. Here we are.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Revs pantry / Yeah, it is.
There it is.
The chocolate ones are amazing too.
And
Are you showing off now?
Jelly babies.
From Publix, of
Yeah,
course.
hold on. I'm still working on those. I'm still working on these, Mark. How dare you?
You guys are making me hungry.
Spicy lobster.
Spicy lobster.
Ooh, where's that from?
It was at store in Orlando, Dong-Ai, the Asian section.
Oh, I know where that is.
But is that because I'm used to
Hills
the
Avenue.
Chinese lays? Is that
It's over by
not Chinese.
Colorado, right?
is that more? That's not Chinese. What is that?
No,
Lao?
it's Asian. It's
I know
product
it's
of Thailand.
Thailand. Thank you.
I
I
was
went
trying to
to-
figure out. I'm like, I know that's Lay's, but what is that?
Because my market has a lot of stuff, but right now they have a lot. It's more Chinese than anything. So a lot of our Lays are from China. So that's why I was looked at. And I'm like, wait, that's not our bags. I have a few different ones too.
No, they
those
have
look
the.
good.
I went to Filipino store that's up off of the Colonial. Just mentioning what you were talking about, and they had lobster. They had the little lobster things. They also have prawns. They also have. I don't know what is this. Why the Filipinos really go on wasabi like crazy? I'm just like, dang.
That's it. I've given up asking that culinary question, Christian. We've got
really
We've had a whole bunch of evacuations up here from wildfires.
Yes.
So I had a house full of wonderful Filipino people, family of my youngest new roommate, and they brought over these weird mixed drink thing. It had like pieces of jelly and like
Halo,
cream
halo.
and ice. And
Halo, halo.
Yeah, that. And like
Halo,
beans.
halo. Mix.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beans,
And he
coconut.
dumped them
It
all into
was
a
like,
bowl. And I'm like, that's weird. I'm sorry.
It's
That was-
delicious.
minus the beans. I would have
this-
agreed with that.
In the spring in
Speaking of
Tampa,
farting
we call it. It's called Phil Fest, and it's a huge Filipino festival. And I missed it because it happened just when I was in London. Every type of food tent you could possibly think of is there. If you want to try balut, go for it. I'm not going to eat that, but oh my god, so much good food. Sorry, and there's so much karaoke. Oh my god, dear lord, the karaoke is
not
insane.
really good karaoke.
But anyway, I love Filipino.
My last
food. I love
karaoke
Pen
was
Set.
sad.
Pen Set.
Karaoke is all about. You go up there
You got,
and sing whether you're good or not.
That's
Nick
what
may
I've
not come
learned.
back after this episode.
I'm
You're just
I
sitting
love-
back there and
I
you
love
going.
I might try my hand at lumpia.
Lumpia is amazing.
Yeah.
Wait, you've never had lumpia?
No, I made lumpia.
Okay,
I've had. Oh yeah.
How have you not had lumpia?
Oh, it runs.
I've
in my
had it.
blood.
I'm Italian.
It's in my blood, for crying out loud. But I mean, like, it's been a long time since I've actually made lumpia from scratch. You just get that, and I found that place had the lumpia wraps. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go give this a shot. And I'm just like, I didn't buy any. Well, we were heading to Costco first, so we didn't have a chance, and they were closed by then.
Lumpia, for those people who have no idea what the heck we're talking about, is think of it as Americanized as I can think of it as an egg roll, but more of a spring roll where it's smaller.
Mhm.
That's the best way I could explain it, except it's even more delicious.
You take it's a wrap. Just imagine if this was a circle, and you fold the circle in half, and you would take it, and then you would put like whatever seasoning you want. I usually get like there you go, perfect. Thank you. My mother makes this really great stuff with like a beef seasoning, and then you just roll it up, and then you make sure you get egg, whisk it up, because that's how you glue the lumpia together.
Mm-hmm.
And you throw it in the frying pan, and next thing you know, you're 200 pounds heavier.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
And I would like to point out that I have come twice, and your mother has not made these for me.
She's never been around the house.
I have friends
And you say that like that's
once in a
my-
while make lumpia, and I know it's a labor of love. It's a long prep thing, and he makes dozens and dozens of them. It's not I'm just gonna make lumpia and we're done. No, it's a
lot.
Dozens of them, and then they go into the freezer.
Yep. It's not too long, but I mean, if you depending on how many you want to make, that's timely, and especially I'm just like
It's like if people want me to make cannoli, I will make cannoli. I will make it. I will bust out the ricotta. I will beat it like it stole something. I can make a lot of, but I will try to make a lot of cannoli because it takes forever and it's a labor of love.
What's that, Andrew? Any of you heard the first Big Finish 60th anniversary?
Oh, what the heck is this man talking about Doctor Who on this show?
No, get that out of here.
I'm glad I'm
Much
getting
better. There we
hungry.
go.
I thought it was made from Oompa Loompas. Yes.
Oh, wait,
We're really bored. We grab one of those little orange guys and grab.
Have you?
The answer is
Have you
no.
gotten
No, I don't
to
think
that?
any of us have heard it yet. I certainly haven't. I
If
don't
you're
think
talking
any of
about
us
Once and Future, the one with Tom Baker, there's this really short video. It looks like all the doctors are being forced to regenerate, and they're regenerating into different doctors. So like the 10th Doctor regenerates into the 4th Doctor. That's what it looks like is happening. It's hard to make out with the video, but it's really interesting.
I wish they
I
were
heard it
like
was degenerating, but I don't know.
Nubia.
No, because it was 10th Doctor, and then he regenerates the 4 or something like that.
No, it's and in these stories, it's 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th only. McCann is not in the stories. I read the information from Big Finish, so it's just so late 7th Doctor. So figure he has the before the TV movie. That's we're giving that picture.
So we got the Classic Who from '89
Classic
down.
Who, not 8th Doctor, which is kind of peculiar. Not including the 8th Doctor in the story. No, so it went 1 through 7. With companions like Satan.
Nick, I have a question. Do you consider 8 classic or new?
If it's gotta be classic. Yeah, definitely classic. Don't ask me for great details why.
That's why
I could see that because then it was still Wilderness right after the movie.
He's
so
still the bridge. He's
yeah.
And I'm seeing this like the line is the millennium when it goes from 2005 on. He's back in 96, so he kind of is the caboose to what eventually would happen later on.
Yeah, I think 9 is the beginning of new.
Also, because we see his regeneration, we see him become the 8th Doctor, as opposed to the 9th. You know, that's a brand new world. We don't know what's happened right before until later. So definitely, there's a kind of a real space between them.
Mark, I will have to go look because my suitcase still has a lot of Terry's chocolate orange in it. Thank you, by the way.
And then I can't remember. It was I have a picture of 9th wearing the 8th Doctor's outfit because that's what we always believed. And what was it about? It was Eccleston did not want to come back, so we never had him in the 50th anniversary. So they had to invent the War Doctor. Was that the whole situation there?
Yeah.
Bringing back to Doctor Who.
War was supposed to be 9.
War was supposed to be 9, and Bad Wolf, the moment Rose Tyler was actually supposed to be a child because there are some of the original. When you doodle on paper, it looks like
concept ideas.
No,
napkins.
Not napkins. It's a professional thing that people go to school for and have a career in. It's not sequential art, but it's for storyboarding.
Storyboards.
Thank you. Me, because I'm the one that came up with first. Thanks. But Dave backed me up. I'm so anyway, there's storyboards of it and you could find it and you could see the 9th Doctor running around and there's this tiny there's a young girl there, and that's they decided to just kind of change up the whole story again when Eccleston said, "No, you did me dirty. I'm not coming back." Until Big Finish came back and got him.
Thank goodness.
I would love to hear how 9 relates to other Doctors. That would be great.
I'm gonna look for it.
Like 9 and 4, 9 and 2. I want to see how they get together. 9 and 3.
Speaking of Eccleston and Big Finish, right now there is a 50% sale going on right now, as well as one of the Rendezvous episodes are free. It's free right now.
Computer's running slow.
It was free. Okay, I gotta get it free.
What's usually the first episode? It's running slow.
Oh. Andrew just posted some storyboards. Here you go. You can look at all that when you have some time. Take a screenshot. Do whatever you got to do. If you're on the Facebooks, the link should be there. If you're on the YouTubes, you can do whatever you got to do.
I was gonna say, here's mine.
Thank you.
Once in future.
So I'm. There we go.
Sorry, Andrew, that was mine.
Coffee. Remember how last week I said I was worn the heck out? Yeah, that turned into the Common Con crud, and I'm just I'm recovering, but I'm running on caffeine at this point in the evening because I'm still not quite recovered.
No.
I'm just dying. Killing time.
Sorry.
Oh wait.
Waiting for Christian. You know. Here, look, I've got fabulous water with ginger and lime in it and stuff.
Yay!
Yay!
What are you doing, Tom?
Load you.
I have enough of this crap going on here. Called a cyber virus.
Oh, article removed and redacted at the quest of these two people. How dare you?
What? What are you looking at?
No, I'm looking at there's other Bleeding Cool had originally had the photos of it, and then they said that we redacted it. But it's the internet. I can find it.
On the dark web, you can find everything.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you go to bigfinish.com right now.
You tell me what you need me to find, and I'll find it.
Oh my!
I have computers that are willing to die for my cause until I wipe them from every disease they get.
It's got a virus. So yeah, if you go to Big Finish right now, one of the scrolling one of the scrolling things that they have ads is that Ninth Doctor sale. Save on selected audios on collector's edition CD, download, and vinyl. Sale ends in 5 days. 50% off sale. We need to get back to Big Finish, don't we? We really haven't been doing that.
Yeah, I've been saying, when are we need to review more. We really do.
Yeah.
We can do that.
We need to do more Big Finish. We need to finish off with 9. And in October-ish, which we've already got, 3 episodes booked, we need to put in a beginner, why should you start watching Doctor Who right now episode before the 60th? Because I've definitely got one of our media personalities here in Edmonton, up in Edmonton. I was having a conversation with him at the Calgary Expo, and he would love to come on and be convinced to do that. He's never watched it. He knows he'd like it.
October?
Yes. Well, right, vaguely before, before the 60th comes up. If we want to do it in September, we can do that. It gives it a little bit longer to lead time, but whenever you want to do it.
Well, no, I would entreat him to come on to just start watching Doctor Who so he can get familiar with it, and then when the 60th comes up, he's got more of an impression. So if he wants to come on, yeah, we can do a starter kit for him.
We'll figure out a time, just not in the summer because I'm going to be on the road. But y'all not going to see me very much in July and August. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know for myself, in late October, November, I'm going to cover the Doctor Who video games. So all the ones from like Doctor 11 forward, I'm going to cover all those on Twitch, and of course, put them on Archa.
If anyone has got a contact with Hasbro / Wizards of the Coast, I'd really love to get a contact with them about the Universes Beyond Doctor Who Magic set. But they are one of the worst companies to try and get in touch with. And I really don't want them sending Pinkerton agents after me to, if I say the wrong thing. So, if you haven't heard that story, you're probably lucky. They after the D&D thing, you'd think they'd be on their best behavior. No. But yeah,
I have a list of 6 episodes to try and see if you'll like Doctor Who. Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely revisit that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, whatever happened to the one that we were doing that had the 4th Doctor as the creator? We have to go back to that too for Big Finish.
Oh, the curator.
Yeah, we did the first 2 parts and then we just stopped. So we need to go revisit that too. And we
have like a billion Big Finish. I don't know where to start.
Yeah, we have like a bazillion of them we can do.
Tom did the curator for one more episode in Big Finish, but then it went to Colin. He did at least 2 episodes now, and he's in the current one that's coming out for the new story arc.
Doctor.
Oh, and for the Unbound series, yes.
War Doctor, yeah.
He went to 4th.
He's the War Doctor.
Colin.
Yeah, Stranded.
Yeah,
and then later Stranded, he comes in as he comes back around. Yeah, and we've done the first of the first 2 box sets.
I think it was the first 2.
Yeah, I think so. I think
did the first 2.
And I love Stranded. I absolutely adore the Stranded series. I would love to do more. Let's do that, make that happen, and all of that.
All right. But speaking of which, let's go ahead and end the show there, folks. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget, before you leave on the way out, if we've earned it, please like, share, subscribe, and comment on our YouTube channel. Of course, they help the algorithms. And do this for all of your favorite YouTube shows out there, for the Revs, Rant and Raves, also for the rathole.ca, wherever you find your YouTube, or somebody you want to support. I'm sure they could use that love for everybody out there. And right now, go ahead and subscribe to youtube.com/The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Traveling TARDIS, TikTok @The Traveling TARDIS, and put that cat away. And don't forget to check out Nick at dwasonline.co.uk for the NASC. We also have Mackenzie Floor at Twitch, on her Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Mackenzie Floor, and also Melanie at Instagram on Pieces of Melee.
Melee.
And suddenly we've just dropped back 3 years.
3 years. Suddenly, Melee.
Oh, goodness.
All right, we don't have to go home because we're already home, but we can't stay here. So, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We'll catch you next week. Most likely, it's probably going to be the review of Father's Day, which is the next episode out here. But if anything changes, we'll let you know on the Facebook or the YouTube channel. Thank you so much. And don't forget to say goodnight on the way out. Tony, take us out.